everyone, my name is Pilot Build Cities, but you can call me Pilot, and welcome back to Jetzburg. Been really happy with the start of this series so far. I'm really happy to have everyone who joined the premiere for the first episode. Thank you everyone for attending. We don't quite have a name suggestion yet. Hopefully by the end of recording this episode, we'll have one ready to go. But yeah, we got a lot to do today, so we're gonna dive right in. So the first piece of good news is I have been made aware of an update to the no pollution mod. And I've been able to remove our little pool over here and move our sewer outlet down over here. So it, if we come actually just into the menu real quick, I'll show you. So here we are in the no pollution mod. So we've turned off water pipe pollution and leaving everything else enabled, and the instant decay rate. So this here in the description says turn this on for permanent water pollution removal. So yeah, it's kind of the only game altering thing we've done so far, just because, yeah, visually no one wants to see that. And that way we could get rid of our little pond over there as well. So, and then the other thing I think I added in was the first person camera mod as well. So hopefully can get a full mod list to use soon. But today we're going to focus in on our industry. And like I mentioned kind of in the first episode, not always the best at industry, kind of after stepping away and getting some inspiration from some other creators and that kind of stuff. I think I've come up with a decent solution to try and sort of clean up this farm area here. So to start, we're just going to pause and I'm going to bulldoze these two farms here. And we're also going to remove the tree production as well. Now, if we come into our production tab, you can see we're overproducing already on grain. But we're going to focus in on adding in some vegetable and textile farming as well. Seems how in the new updates lately, most of these unlock right away now, except for oil, which will come at the next milestone here shortly. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is we're going to extend this road here. I want to take this gravel road and kind of just send it really far up. So I think we'll start there. And then I'm going to go across at about 320 meters at a straight 90 degree. And then we're going to go up another 320. And we'll come out at another 90 degree as well. And we'll hook into the roads there. And I don't think that quite came out straight. So let's just try that one again. So again, come out straight at a 90. There we go. And down to there. Perfect. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do another one. So we'll do another 320 and across and down here. And then what I thought it would be fun was just to maybe like carve out a few designs. So if we maybe come, let's see, that's about 6 there. So we'll come out at 6 at a corner to there. And if we slide over here as well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, think about there. We'll kind of go up to there as well. So that gives us just a little bit of a different design there. And then I think if we maybe come out this way as well, we'll do another sort of box of 320. And we'll take this straight down to, let's line it up with the other one. Right up to there. And I think that'll work well for some other industry as well. So we have put a lot of trees down here, so we'll probably put another forestry industry there. I also thought it would be good to have some roads, even though they're not required, up to our wind turbines here. So we're going to grab this road here and just see. Probably just go straight into this one here, if it'll work. Sometimes the snapping. There we go. Just have to go a little bit beyond. And same thing here. It is nice and close, so maybe if we just anarchy that, then we can put that road nice and close there as well. We'll do the same thing right there. So they at least look like they have some road access to them now. And what I also want to do is I'm going to put an upgrade on this one for the solar assist and the, not the battery, more power output. So it does add to our budget a little bit, but one of the things we're going to do, and while we're here, is I might as well grab the transformer station. And I think I'm going to place it here where we used to have our old farm. So we'll place that there, and then we'll run the power line underground. And this will help get us some money into the city as well. While we're here, I think too, seems how we're nice and close, we'll just grab a water pipe and run that out of the city as well. And any excess we can export into different cities. So here's where I'd like to place our new farm. So we're gonna grab our grain farming first, and we'll place one farm. Let's put it there, and then we'll kind of run this farm all through this road network here. And I think we'll do maybe one more. Let's do one more down here, but I'm not gonna make this one too big, so let's go right to about there, and then back down again. And then we'll do some vegetable farming in this area as well, and we'll let this one sort of fill in the whole area, like so. And then we'll also put down a textile farming down on this side. And again, this will just kind of vary up our production. We can probably export a lot of the surplus. And then I think here we'll put back the forestry industry again, so we'll kind of have it fill this whole area here, just like that all around. Now, if you get to this point here and it's kind of going outside the circle, you can just anarchy that and then it'll work again. So we'll do that to make that work, and might have to anarchy just to finish it off, just like that. And yeah, there we go. So I think that looks a lot cleaner. I think maybe even we might put another one in here, but we'll kind of just save that for a little bit later. I'm gonna actually connect this row because why not? So now I'd like to add in some more industry. And one thing we have here is you can plop a lot of these buildings, but the problem is the game is only going to spawn in what it needs business-wide. So even though you plop the businesses, they may not actually spawn anything in there. So it doesn't really always work to your advantage. But what I'd like to do here is, I'm just going to pause actually now, is we can go into decoration. And we do have some of these manufacturing decoration buildings, so we can sort of add in, I think if I turn off the snapping, yeah. So we can sort of add in some of these decoration buildings, and that'll kind of help us build a little bit of a commercial and industry area, and also just sort of give it a little bit of different look, I guess you could say, almost. Some of this is for oil. Yeah, so we're trying to find ones that I think would maybe work for farming. So like a few of these will work well. And then if we go into our buildings as well in industry, we can look up, I believe it's, I don't think it's farming, it might be agriculture. Yeah, so we do have storage buildings as well for these. So if we go into our filters, we can filter it by building level, just do some level 1 stuff. And if we maybe grab like this 4x3 building, might even have some 5x3s, we can sort of alternate like that. And again, these probably won't really fill up anytime soon, but we can also do the same thing with forestry. And maybe we'll grab a couple of the 6x6 forestry buildings. We'll just place 2 of those in. And then I think the rest will just zone it in. And another reason why I forgot to mention that we're focusing on industry to start here is we do need some more jobs in our city. If we kind of just come out of this view right now, we can see our unemployment is 27%. So before we do any more residential expansion, I want to make sure that we have a bunch of jobs. So that's why we've also expanded the farms as well. So we'll just sort of zone in a bunch of industry here real quick. All right, so now that we have that done, let's just take a look at our budget here. So we are starting to see a bit of a rise in our income. It looks like we have surplus right now of 3,400. Hopefully that'll grow as time comes on. Taxation wise, I'm going to leave taxes where they are. And services, just kind of looking at our service budgets, I think again we're going to try and leave these at 100%. We don't have garbage yet. They're not really asking for it. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably just leave services until they're kind of demanding it. If we do look at our education though, we do have some eligible for high school, college, and university. And that education system is going to be pretty important. So I think we will splurge and we will buy a high school. And again, we do have the small high school now, which is great. It is going to eat up most of our surplus at the moment. But yeah, I think we'll place it in anyways. We'll just turn off anarchy, and I think I'm going to have that rate there as well. And we'll kind of just leave some space in behind because we do have the extension wings available. We won't be probably putting in that sports park though because it's giant. But yeah, we do have a lot of demand for some housing. So what I was looking at was kind of in this area. We have left it a little bit blank at the moment, and so I thought this would be a good area to maybe plop in some medium density residential buildings. So we'll come in again to here, we'll go to medium density, North American theme, and we'll grab probably the biggest one. I think the 6x6 is nice. We'll just sort of place that near the elementary school, since we'll have sort of that school complex to kind of help boost up the happiness. And I think this one here will run that as the 5x6 there. And then I think maybe we'll do some 5x5s here, and this will kind of surround this little square that we have going on. Maybe we can do a 4x6 there as well, and same thing there, and something else that'll fit here. So we got a good little variation of buildings, and then later in a detailing time lapse we can kind of come back and sort of change the colors into something a bit better, and maybe we'll add in some parking in behind if we kind of have a space to sort of create a little alley, maybe even just out of this road. If we extend that down just a tiny little bit, that should leave us some room. So let's see, yeah, we have some space before that, it kind of slopes, so we'll put that out to there, and that'll be a reminder there that we're going to come back and detail that. Now when it comes to our other services, we do have the small clinic here. I'm not sure if anyone saw that during the building time lapse in the last episode. So that's all covered. Garbage, yeah, we are starting to accumulate a little bit. So we'll kind of have to see how long that can hold out for. Don't want to rush into putting in garbage. Fire, yeah, that fire hazard is really high. I think we'll definitely want to take a look at taking that down. So we have the firehouse, the urban firehouse, so I think we'll just go with the regular, and we'll maybe place that near the high school. This does give off some noise pollution as well. So one other option we do actually have over here is this road. We could extend this behind these houses, and then also kind of along the cemetery, and it's a little not quite enough direct access, but I think if we place it maybe right here on this corner, it's kind of away from a main road, but they do have good main road access to get to this collector here. And what we could even do, as this starts to back up as well, as a little traffic management, so we'll kind of use some of these asymmetric roads, and then if we kind of just come in here real quick with the traffic mod, I think we'll remove U-turns and unsafe. So this one doesn't need to go left. It can go straight or right. And I think the same thing on this side. We don't need any left-hand turns there. They can go straight or right as well. And we'll give that a little bit of time and let it run. Have everyone sort of sort themselves out. But yeah, now we're covered for fire. And again, we're trying to be careful with our budget, because you can see it kind of fluctuates pretty easily down there. Police, we have no crime yet, so that's good. And welfare, it looks like for the most part citizens are doing okay. I think here there'll be a little bit of time. They're kind of poor, neutral, so small homes, there's a little bit of leisure time. But I think as we level up, we're almost going to get parks at Grand Village, and that should sort of help us along as well. But at this point, I think all we can do now is just maybe go into a bit of a building and detailing time lapse. I'm going to work on some residential expansion, probably through this area here and kind of along here while we wait for our city to level up, and that way we'll unlock parks and a few other things. If we kind of come into our development milestones here, see at Grand Village, we'll also get the district creation tool, which at that point we can give this city a name, or town anyways, if I didn't say it earlier because I can't remember. This region is Jetzburg, but we're going to be doing individual towns, so we will need some names there. We'll also unlock some lower end housing, offices, oil drilling, and we'll get access to transportation and parks. So a lot of good things coming at that point. So we definitely want to try and see if we can get there by expanding. so it just came out of that detailing time lapse. We're about to hit our next progression milestone. We're just a few XP away, but yeah, I think we'll kind of just so that we can kind of go over what we have to do here. And yeah, we are making some money now, which is good. And let's take a look at our taxation. So one thing I want to talk about with taxation here is I don't actually plan on adjusting any of the tax rates at the moment. I think I'm going to leave them where they are. If we look at a commercial tax rate, you know, in City Skylines 1, we could just raise them and make more money. But if you actually look into some of more of the details about how residents, you know, they spend their money, and you know, especially with Economy 2.0, they've now switched how they spend or allocate their funds, I guess you could say. Just gonna pause here for a second, but yeah, if they are taxed too high, they spend less money, which means they'll put money into their rent first, and then they'll spend money in the commercial zone. So if you look at the commercial zone information here, it talks about how the lower tax rate can help a business succeed, and we are taxed on their profits. So our tax income comes from their profits. So if Sims aren't spending money, then we aren't making any money in the commercial zone either. So we're going to leave the taxes where they are for now. If anything, we could maybe raise them a little bit, but keep our other taxes low. We are making money off electricity now, which is great. So that should help boost our budget. But we're just going to come over to one of these windmills, and we'll add on a couple of the upgrades. And let's see, let's solar assist, or oh, there we didn't even need to do it. We've unlocked our 4th milestone. So let's see what we have here. We've got the loan limit, district creation, which is great. We can now put a name over top of the city. We got low rent housing, low density offices, transportation, parks and recreation. So all good stuff there. And if I didn't mention it, you know, transportation will probably come a little bit later in a different episode, but yeah, it's nice to have the new policies available, and we'll just go ahead and add this upgrade here anyways, and that'll help us generate some more power to export to the outside. But we are importing some water right now, so let's take a look at how we can maybe fix that real quick. So we are using the small water tower at the moment, and there are no upgrades available for this. So let's take a look at what we have for water options. We could place the bigger one, but it's kind of double the cost, even though it is double the output. But maybe the water pump, yeah, not really. Oh, this actually costs a lot less. It actually has pretty good output compared to everything else. So yeah, maybe we could use this, and we could just export the extra water. We don't really have anywhere else to put it, so maybe down here. Yeah, let's place it here. Because yeah, we could use groundwater, but again, that's really expensive. So I never noticed that. I always thought the small water tower was going to be the best option, but I think the water pumping station will work. We can leave the other one for aesthetic purposes or whatever, but let's place that somewhere along here, and then we'll just give it a quick little road connection, and maybe later on we can kind of turn this into a bit of a park or something like that, utilities park or something along that line. But yeah, we might as well run one past the water outlet here as well, and then we'll just have to connect it somewhere up here, and I'm not entirely sure where I want to put it, but want a good connection here. But yeah, I think we might have to just lose a house here, yeah, unfortunately. So sorry about that, but thank you. And we'll get that hooked up. I unfortunately don't know where else to put it. I'm sure the city paid them a lot of money to move or something like that, but yeah, that should get it connected and running in our system. And then eventually it looks like we'll probably get some pretty good output going, and then hopefully, yeah, we'll start making maybe even some money off some water exports as well. All right, so now that we have our brief overview of the tax system, and we're also making some money and got everything kind of running again, I was actually about to start putting in some more row homes here before I realized we were about to progress to the next milestone. So I think for the, whoa, big zoom. For the remainder of the episode, we're going to fill out some housing through this area and here as well. We'll look at seeing maybe if we can fit some more housing in this area as well, and all through here. And I think that'll probably finish off our expansion for this episode. And yeah, when we come back, we'll maybe take a look at how our office and industry demand is doing, and if we are needing to place some more to help bring in more jobs. everyone, I'd have to say that's another successful expansion to Jetzburg. We still got a few blank areas. We've got some higher demands for office and commercial and industry again, so we'll kind of be addressing that in the next episode. I have some pretty neat plans coming for that one. There's a new mod just around the corner that I'm looking forward to taking advantage of. But yeah, I really love this evolution of our town square kind of growing a little bit here, and also our big sort of residential area as well. I might cool it on the row housing from here on, just to fill the rest in with some low density instead. But yeah, and then off camera I did just place an elementary school here because we were looking for some more spaces, and it was a better sort of bang for our buck to put that in plus just one extension than actually ripping everything out and putting in a second elementary school. So that way we have two kind of serving these areas, and with this road here we've kind of got a few path connections going now, so this is a bit closer for some of the students to get to from this area. And I did kind of add in this little custom park and added one of those little hangout sides here, so we'll see if anyone actually shows up or not. I haven't seen them work for me yet, but I know that they work for some other creators. So yeah, then we added an extension wing to high school as well. We did kind of need that. And then I did plop in a few of these high density buildings here off camera as well, just to see if we could sort of fit them in. They are teetering probably on a little too, or as tall as I'd like to go for this area, I think. This isn't supposed to be a city loaded with high density, so one little disadvantage with the game is it kind of forces you a little bit. So I did try and put in these low density, low rent housing instead, and we'll see if those kind of stay there and stay happy. With all these parks here, at least there's lots of entertainment available. They are walking distance to the elementary school and high school. Got the medical clinic right here as well, so they are well covered by services and jobs. It did even zone in a little bit of office. Seems how we had some office demand over there as well. In terms of our industry area, I think this looks a lot better. I think there's more work to come with it. I think probably in the next episode, if we need to bring in some more industry, we'll look at maybe sort of what we can do down here to sort of change it up. And looks like we have people moving in, which is great to see as well. So yeah, let's come out of this view and just see how things are running in the city. So budget wise, we are making money, which is great to see as well. Still kind of staying balanced, which is great. Happiness is not bad. It's a little on the lower end. Again, we're kind of trying not to get too crazy plopping everything down, so that's to be expected. If we look at our healthcare coverage, yeah, our clinic is getting a little full. We've got good crematorium capacity, and I just want to start cemetery capacity, I should say. I don't think we've taken this budget down. No, so that one, we'll have to see how we can better balance that. We do have options to unlock the crematorium. It is 22,500. Cemetery is a bit more expensive, but this does give some better bonuses, whereas this one doesn't really. So we'll think about that one, but we might need to just place down another small clinic as well in this area. Again, maybe put something out a little closer. We seem to be able to afford another clinic. So in terms of garbage, that's probably something we'll also address in the next episode. Fire coverage is good. Police, I think, is good as well, which is great. Education, yeah, we're balanced. Looks like our high school capacity, this is kind of teetering, so we maybe need to see about placing either another small high school as well, or putting one down, or putting down another wing, although I think that a second wing wouldn't last very long. So I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit more demand for college. But overall, yeah, I'd say city seems to be doing okay. Commercial profit is down, but we've got screaming demand for everything, so we'll kind of see how we can sort of balance that in the next episode coming soon. So but again, thank you for joining me for Jetzburg. If you have been enjoying it, please do let me know. And we do still need a name for this town. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away and go check some of the suggestions and maybe do some polls. And when I come back, we'll finish off the episode and give this area a name. Hello everyone, after some consultation on my Discord and reading through the comments on the last video, we do have a name for our city now. So I'm very excited to announce this name. And our name comes with Gaming with Raymond. Thank you for your suggestion of Prospero. I really like that. I think it suits well considering this is a new town on a new region that we're building, so to be prosperous build. And I do appreciate the little bit of a water theme there. So thank you so much for your suggestion. And that's the end of today's episode. If you did enjoy, please do consider liking and subscribing, and also leaving a comment below and let me know what you think. And I'm excited for our next expansion. I've already got it, I think, planned pretty well, so really looking forward to bringing that to you soon. So take care, everyone. Bye-bye.